Hey, this is Jamey with Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in a game that I played for the first time on Board Game Arena a few days ago, thanks to Charles, who helped teach me how to play, and that is Signorie, a game that I might be really mispronouncing, but that's okay. Signorie, you'll see it in the video name, so you know how to spell it. This is a classic Euro-style game where there's really no randomness at all. There's variability through the dice, but there's no randomness in the things that you're doing each turn. And it involves some really interesting decisions in it. And there are two that I want to mention here. One is there's an engine building aspect to it that I just really enjoy. I love engine building games. And basically, one of the actions you can take on your turn is, if I'm choosing like a purple action, one of the actions I can take with the purple action is this action right here. I forget what the game actually calls it. But when I take that action, I will take a white circle, like white cylinder, and I will place it to the left of it, in the column to the left of it, and the yellow column circles back around to the turquoise column. But you place it to the left on one of these abilities, and then from then on, whenever I take the red action, I gain that benefit. And there are two clever things in this here. One is the idea that you're increasing the power of this action, of the red action. That's always fun. Love engine building early in the game. That's really satisfying. Okay, I think I'm going to do this a lot this game, so I'll put a token here. Every time I do that, it feels good. The other element is that early on in the game, I was like, why aren't you placing the token in the same column? But the reason is you can only take each of these actions once per round. So the game allows you to benefit from the engine building within the same round. Because if I take the purple action, I put the token over here in the red column, and then on my next turn, or one of the next 3 turns in that round, I could take a red action and immediately benefit from that upgrade. Thought that was really clever. The other thing I really liked about this game is the way it uses dice. Specifically, it's a dice drafting game, but specifically in terms of the differing values of high and low dice. I love in games where you are drafting dice in particular, where high dice are valuable, but also low dice can be really valuable too. And even dice in the middle can be pretty valuable. And in this game in particular, it does a few things with that. One is the dice that you place at the end of the round, if they add up to 13 or less, then you get a special benefit. That's pretty much often worth it to go after that. However, if you place a die that's low, so if I place a 3 turquoise die on this 5 slot, then I need to pay 2 coins to kind of bring it up to a 5. So there's a value for high dice as well, where you want high dice so that you don't have to pay for the action, but not so high that you lose out on that 13 threshold benefit. And as I'm talking here, there was one other good thing about the dice, but I guess the other aspect is getting the exact die. So if I see a 3 purple die, it can be really advantageous for me to take it, because it's basically hitting this number as precisely as possible without going over. And so I had a greater chance of hitting that 13 threshold without having to pay coins. That was the other thing I was thinking of. So I really like that. I like that there's value in precise dice, and that higher dice are more valuable because you don't have to pay extra, but lower dice are good because you have that 13 threshold. I love that a lot. If you can think of other games that do that, where different values of the dice have different worth, different values at different times in the game, different reasons, I'd love to hear about that in the comments. Or if you have a different favorite mechanism in Signorie, I'd love to hear about that in the comments as well. Thanks.